Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. Thought I'd get the evening going with a little bit of music there. Wanted to go over CBSI's Hot 10 list. I know it's not like being in the club, but this is as close as we can get on a Saturday evening. Hot 10 list by CBSI, comicbookinvest.com. They put this out every Friday, usually Friday evening, so sometimes I don't get to it till Saturday. Want to review books that are on the move this week, give you my thoughts and opinions, and yeah, just see what's moving on the plate this week. So we'll start off with number 10, Psycho List, number 1. I don't know much about this book. Nice cover. This was a small independent book. I think Black Mask is the publisher. I think I found out that the print run on that book is under 3,000, so it only takes a little bit of demand to get that type of book moving in the independent market, and it looks like it's selling around $15. Just came out on, I think is it coming out on Wednesday? I think it came out Wednesday of this past week. So if you happen to come across it in your local comic book shop, you may want to grab it. I know it's sold out on Midtown. A couple of my YouTube subscribers, especially I'll give a shout out to Marcus. I know he ordered a bunch of these. And he was right on the money on that. That book has obviously gone up a lot in price, $15 out of the gate. So low print run, they'll probably second print it if it continues to be popular. So we'll see if that continues. See if that heat continues on that book. Number 9 on the list, Absolute Carnage, Separation Anxiety, the 1 in 100 Clayton Crane Virgin variant. So yeah, up 25% to around $140. Yeah, low print run. It's definitely Separation Anxiety. I don't know that a lot of people were pre-ordering that book. I would imagine most stores wouldn't go that heavy on it. Maybe Midtown or my comic book shop might get one of those 1 in 100 variants, but that's a lot of books to order. I mean, I can understand if it's the regular Absolute Carnage number 1. You're going to have a lot of shops will order at least 100 copies of that. Maybe the pull list alone will be 100 copies. But this isn't, this is a mini series off of the Absolute Carnage. Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be probably a tough book to find, so I could see why the price is moving on that, especially if, you got a nice Crane cover and probably a very, very low print run based on order volume, I would think. So that's probably going to be a hot book for a little while. Number 8 on the list is Supergirl number 33, the recalled variant, or the recalled comic book. So, of course, not too many shops destroyed their copies or sent their copies back. They sold them to customers or immediately increased the price on them. It's selling around $50. Yeah, it says here, cannot discount FOMO, fear of missing out, right? So a lot of people jump on that book on eBay. Probably a lot of sales in that $25 to $30 range right away. But I don't know. What happens with a lot of these books? I mean, look at Spawn. What was it, $292? Maybe it was $293. There was a sketch, a black and white cover of Spawn that was recalled. And that book right away was $25, $30. I think it went up to even $40, maybe $45. And if I look on eBay right now for that book, let's see what the price is. This will be a good gauge for what happens to these books sometimes. Let's see, was it $292? $293, yeah. So there's one right off the bat for $20. Oh, there's one for $17. So basically with shipping, you can get this book right at $20. There's somebody selling it. A couple of them are at 30. Another one at 17, free shipping. So this was a misprint error that was recalled. They did come out with a second copy. And I remember this book, I picked one up myself. I think I paid around $15 for it. I didn't pay a lot, but still, it hasn't really gone up much, right? I can buy 2 copies right now off of eBay for under $20. So, yeah, there's some listings at 30, 25, 32. And here's another one for under $20. So just be careful chasing those recalled. Those recalled comics. They're hot out of the gate, and at 2 or 3 weeks from now, maybe a month from now, that book will be 50% of what it's selling for now. So just be aware of that. I wouldn't go out and pay $50 for that book. I'm willing to bet within 3 months you'll be able to pick that book up for $25, no problem. So that's my advice on that. Don't chase these recalled books. They don't tend to hold their value very long. I'm not saying that's going to go back down to a cover price book. I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, you might be able to find that book eventually under $20, like you can with the Spawn. Spawn was just like that. Spawn 293. I remember it very, very well. And now most people don't think about it, so hence the price is low. All right, number 7 on the list, Dead End Kids number 2, hot series. I mean, it's not often you see a number 2 going for $20, but number 1 selling it consistently. If you look on eBay, the sales are consistently over $30 for Dead End Kids number 1. So number 2, again, low print run book. I would imagine those. The publisher is Source Point Press. I would imagine they're increasing the production run. I don't know if they did by issue number 2. Usually that stuff's planned out months in advance, but probably by the 3rd or 4th issue, you'll see a lot higher print run on this book. So just be aware of that. Hopefully you pre-ordered it or had it on your pull list. I had it on my pull list at Midtown, so I know I've got a guaranteed at least 1 copy. Wasn't able to pick it up at my local comic book shop. They just didn't have any in stock. So it seems like a low print run book. So that value on that I could see staying for a little while. Number 6 on the list, an oldie but a goodie, Fantastic Four number 4. Not the first appearance of Submariner Namer, but probably the one that most people can afford. Silver Age key book, no doubt about it. 7.5 just sold for $7,250. 6.5 for $67. 3.0 will still run you around $2,000. Man, that's a lot of money. Comic books right now, they're definitely in a bubble. I mean, I've only been saying this for the last year, but anything movie related, anything that has to do with a movie or an option or anything moves a book really, really quick. These old books, I definitely think have value to them. Where I would try to buy them is, when no one's really paying, like right now would be a dumb time to go look for a Fantastic Four number 4 because it's on CBSI's top 10 list. So there's a bunch of speculators right now, looking on eBay for one of these things. The way I would buy it is in 6 months from now, a year from now, when the hype has died down, maybe it's 3 months from now even, you might be able to pick up an ungraded copy, mid-grade, for not too expensive. If you're going for CGC graded books, yeah, you're going to be paying a lot of money right now. So I prefer to just buy a grade that I could be comfortable with. If I can't afford to buy a book that old that without spine ticks, I probably wouldn't be able to afford a book like that. That would have to be a 9.0 or higher, which is going to be even ungraded for that book is going to be so expensive. So I would probably just try to find one that had nice bright colors, ungraded for as cheap as you can get. And then if you want to get it graded for your PC collection, that's definitely one that I think, you're better off buying a raw copy than chasing these graded copy prices. Number 5 on the list, Venom Lethal Protector number 4, first appearance of Scream. She's getting her own ongoing series, so that's obviously driving the attention on this book. Good book to have in your collection. That Venom series was a good series to have. A lot of these books right now floating around Absolute Carnage are on the move. So this book right now will cost you about $20 to $25. You might be able to find that in a local comic book shop in a back issue bin for less than that. But where I live in Florida, I don't know why, but Florida has a lot of people that speculate for some. I don't know what it is here, but I can never. It's rare that I ever find anything in a back issue bin. Maybe if a comic book shop just bought a collection and they didn't really vet it really good, they just sort of put it out and slap $2 a book on it or something like that. You might be able to find it in some situation like that, but most of the time I don't find that type of book in back issue bins or dollar bins. So yeah, if you happen upon it, definitely any of those Venom Lethal Protector books, I would grab them if you could find them pretty cheap. Number 4 on the list is Spawn 299. This is the Boston Comic Con variant by Matina. Only 500 of these produced. eBay auctions right now. There's one at 112, another one at 154. There's a buy it now for 250, another one for 350, another one for 300. Yeah, so you're looking. Notice this though, the San Diego Comic Con variant. This was $500-$600. Right when the Comic-Con, the San Diego Comic-Con was going on. I remember seeing raw prices offering $500-$600 for this book. Now you're seeing $300. Don't be surprised if these Spawn books, after 301 hits, there'll be less attention on them. And if you really want these Comic-Con lower print run variants, I would just wait. Right now, they're at peak of popularity, meaning the prices are also going to be very, very high and at the peak. I would be patient and wait on those. I mean, they're cool covers. I think, yeah, it's a beautiful cover. But the price they want for that right now, I think it's a little expensive, in my opinion. Number 3 on the list, House of X. Number 2, the Yasmin Putri connecting variant. Apparently, these sets are going for a lot more than you could buy the individual copies, which is kind of funny. I guess people are too lazy to buy the individual comics by themselves. But here it says that they were around $50. Now the connecting sets are approaching $100. What is going on here? I mean, they're beautiful covers, and that House of X series is popular, so I could see that being a $25, $30 book pretty easily, but $50 a piece for those things, it seems a little high. Again, maybe wait till the series is ended. When they relaunch X-Men, the attention on these books will die down, and therefore the price will also be dying down a little bit. So if you didn't pick those up for cover, I would wait. That's my advice on that. Number 2 on the list, this came out last year, Venom. First Host number 3, the second print variant. I'll have to look at my collection to see. I know I've got the first print of that. I don't remember picking up the second print. Yeah, I'll have to look and see, but the second print's going for around $30. I guess first appearance of Sleeper is the reason. He's a new symbiote, and he's showing up in, I think it's Absolute Carnage, I think it's Venom 17, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just pull it up real quick. I think it's Venom number 17 on the cover. Yeah, I think he's one of these symbiotes here. Right there in the bottom. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, this one right here. So that's him, Sleeper. He's on the cover, and that's causing his first appearance to be on the move right now. So $30 book. That was probably a cover price book until this week. So if you've got that in your collection, might be time to cash that out. I don't think it's going to be $30 for very long. You know, it's the hype is definitely there right now. So that's if you've got extra copies of it, for sure, you may want to unload one. This would be the time to do it. Number one on the list is Batman number 77. Good old Tom King. He's offing the Butler, so I think most people know that. I'm not giving away any spoilers here. Although we don't know if he's dead. You know, it shows potentially his neck breaking and Bane breaking Alfred's neck. So it doesn't mean he's dead, right? I mean, he could still be alive. Maybe he's disabled. You know, we don't know what's going to happen. But Tom King, you know, I will say this. It seems like the writing in the last several issues has been getting better. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Tom King. I think sometimes he draws things out a little too long, or he's trying to make things too complex. Mr. Miracle, I thought started out really good, and there were, you know, first couple issues were really good. Then halfway through the run, it was becoming laborious to read. It was just a little too much. You know, he was kind of went off the rails a little bit for me, anyways, on that series, Mr. Miracle. But you know, Sheriff of Babylon. I mean, I've been reading Tom King for a long time. I have the Sheriff of Babylon series. I've got Vision. You know, I like those two books. So I'm not just somebody that says, "Oh, Tom King's a terrible writer." Yeah, I mean, I get why people didn't like what he did with the Batman Catwoman. I mean, he basically should have been writing that story in an Elseworlds. I'm okay with somebody writing a story about Batman trying to be happy and be married and try to be a normal person, but not within DC continuity, because that's really not, it's too out of character really for him. And obviously the fans, you know, most people that are into Batman agreed. There was a lot of pressure to get rid of Tom King, and that's exactly what DC did. He was supposed to go all the way to issue 105, and he's ending his run at 85. So, you know, hey, Tom King's not everybody's cup of tea. I like some of his stuff. I think he is a solid writer most of the time. I think he just tends to draw in his own personal problems a little too much into his writing, which, yeah, I think all writers do that to a degree. I think Alan Moore had a rape fetish. I'm pretty sure of that. I can name 3 books right now where Alan Moore goes into pretty graphic detail of a woman being raped. So I don't know if that speaks to Alan Moore's character or not. I don't know, but you know, sometimes things come out about writers in their writing, and I think Tom King in general, though, is a good writer. So I wish him the best. You know, I don't know that I'm going to buy that Batman Catwoman series. I'd like to see him do some independent work, maybe get away from DC for a while. I think that would be good for his career. I liked some of the stuff he did at Marvel. You know, that Vision series at Marvel I thought was excellent. So I'd like to see Tom King actually get moved and do a Marvel book. He does a great job with Mitch Gerads. I think they do a nice job together. I like I like Mitch Gerads' artwork. So yeah, I mean, that's my take on Tom King. I definitely think collecting this run right now is worthwhile. We'll see what happens. You know, in comic books, usually they don't kill off long-standing characters like that. So, you know, a lot of people are thinking that this book is a little overpriced. I looked on eBay, and I think you can buy the set for around $40 to $45. I picked up a set for cover on Wednesday at my local comic book shop, and I've got the A cover coming in my Midtown order, so I'll at least have 2 copies of the A cover, which seems to be the more popular cover. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Crane. I didn't really care for his cover on that Batman 77. It was just, I don't know, it was just, I think most of you know what it looks like, but I mean, it's just, it's kind of, I don't know. Like if I initially looked at that, I would not have guessed that that was a Crane cover. It's, the lines are too smooth. It definitely looks like it's digitally rendered. I think he definitely did that real quick. He probably did this drawing in 10, 15 minutes. I'm not kidding you. He probably did it that fast. Especially since this, I don't see line work. This is probably just all digitally done on his computer. That's my guess. So, it just, I don't know. Lately, Crane's doing a lot of these type of covers where they're kind of up close shots instead of, here's the Crane that I remember. What was it? Carnage. Yeah, like Carnage #2. Yeah, let me go to some of his old stuff. What was it, 2011, 2010? I think it was 2010. Yeah, I mean, that's the Crane that I remember. I mean, look at that. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think his old stuff is just way better than anything he does now. Like this Carnage USA series, I mean, those covers, they're awesome. I mean, that's a classic cover, right? The Boston Fan Expo, Crane basically redid that cover. It looks almost identical to it. But that's the Crane I like, is that, like this cover here is just awesome. I mean, look at that cover. Look at the detail in that work. And then what he did on Batman 77, I mean, I want to see Crane do this type of stuff. And yeah, I bet this takes longer to do. I'm sure that this takes a lot longer to plan out and draw. And, he probably had to do a rough sketch first, and then he goes in and creates the effects. I mean, this definitely takes longer, a lot more detail in that drawing. But that's the kind of Carnage artwork I want to see, or the Clayton Crane artwork. What was the other stuff too? Like his Ghost Rider. He did some really good work on Ghost Rider too. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, look at that Ghost Rider cover. My God, that is a good cover. Yeah, I mean, I like Clayton Crane. He's one of my favorite artists. I like his old stuff better though. Stuff he did 2010, 2011. I definitely think that Garth Ennis, Clayton Crane, Ghost Rider series. You can buy the full set for $30. Look at this. I mean, like this issue #6 cover, look at that thing. That's the kind of cover I want to see Clayton Crane do. I mean, I love that cover. Right there, #6, with him on the bike like that. That is awesome. I mean, that skull on fire, I mean, that's the kind of Clayton Crane artwork I want to see. So, hey, he's still a good artist, no doubt about it. I'm just being maybe a little too critical maybe, but, that's my thoughts on that. Like to see him go back to some of his old style of drawing. Also, guys, I did a video earlier on it. Black Cape Comics has a couple cool books on their website, exclusives. One of them is a book called Pandemic #1. Pretty cool cover. It's a trade. You can get the trade dress for only $10, so it's pretty reasonably priced. I think the print run on that is only 700 copies. So, if that series takes off and gets popular, I would imagine a low print run like that could be worth some money. There's a Virgin copy as well for $30. That's limited to only 500 copies, but for $10, I just went with the trade dress. That was my take on the two there. I thought the trade dress was a better deal. The other one that looks cool is this Trees, Three Fates, #1 by Black Cape. Again, Esteban Salinas is doing the artwork on that. Really, really nice job on that. And again, $15, pretty reasonable. I believe the print run on that's only 500 copies. I have the original run. Warren Ellis and Jason Howard did Trees. It was a couple years ago, I think, with Image. So it'd be kind of nice to see if this book's any good. Maybe it'll revamp that older series. You could see some attention on those older books. So if you happen to see those on eBay for cheap, you may want to pick that series up. It was a pretty good read. It wasn't too bad. All right, guys, that's all I had. And I kind of went a little too long on some things here. Sorry about that. Some of my videos get a little long. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my video, hit the bell for notifications, and share and like my videos, and also leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this list. I plan on being on my good friend Just Rican's show tomorrow. He's doing a live stream, I believe, in the afternoon tomorrow. So look for me on that. I'll be on there with him, talking comics, talking movies, all the normal stuff. Having a good time and having a good laugh with my friend. So yeah, look for that show tomorrow. It'll be on Just Rican's YouTube channel. All right, guys, have a great Saturday evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.